Hey everyone, welcome to this video, and in today's video I'm going to be showing you guys how to make a GFX using the Roblox starter rigs in Blender. So this is going to be a tutorial for people that are beginners at using Blender, and I'm going to be going through the steps from bottom to the top. On how to complete a GFX and make it look totally pro and super cool. Now, before actually diving into making the GFX officially, we're going to be downloading and making sure that you have the right stuff before we get to it. So first of all, we're going to be making sure that you have the good 3D modeling software, which is Blender 3.5. The version is super important because I'm going to be using an older version of Blender. So this is the index of release for Blender 3.5. Just click on the link right here and you're going to be on this tab right there. And if you have a Windows, this is the one you're going to be installing. And if you have a Mac, this is going to be the one that you're installing. After Blender, the next thing that you want to download is the link that I'm going to have joined under this video. It's going to be the first link. It's called Roblox Starter Rigs. Download them. It is super easy. It's actually free as well. Make sure that you just put 0 right here and click on purchase to get it. Then you want to put your email address and the tip, make sure it's also 0, and then click on get. You're going to be redirected to this page. You don't have to worry about any fee, so it's totally free, like I said. Now you want to download the first link. It's going to be called Roblox Starter Rigs version 1.2. Just click on download and there you have it. After that, there is going to be a second link that I joined under this video. And the second link is going to be a Google Drive Lightroom blend file link. So just click on download and you're ready to go. And you don't have to worry about it being a suspicious or malicious file. Like you see, it is a Blender file and I've downloaded it multiple times before this video. So after you've downloaded this, we are ready, officially ready to go and start our GFX. So the first step to making your GFXs is having Roblox Studio and opening it. Open a template. Any classic template will do. So I'm just picking the first one, removing the spawn. And what we're going to do actually is export the character into our computer. So the outfits, the accessories, and the body type are going to be imported into Blender later on. So we're going to be going into plugin for that. And if you don't have already a avatar importer or character inserter, we're going to be installing that plugin right now. So quickly, how to install that, just right click on an empty space and then click on toolbox. Then you want to go into the collapsed part and click on plugin, which I already am on right now, and type avatar. Now, once you've typed avatar, you're going to see avatar importer right here and player avatar inserter right there. I don't mind both, but I use player avatar insert. So you can install that one, and then after it's going to pop up right there. If you don't see it, simply click on manage plugins and it's definitely going to be there. Just make sure that you have it enabled. Now, after you can click on it and a little tab is going to pop up right on your left. So this is the user that you're going to be working with. Obviously, we're not going to be working with this person. So make sure that you know who you're going to be working with and their username. This part is super important. So open your ears and listen carefully. You want to uncheck spawn at camera position. Unchecking spawn at camera position. It's going to spawn at the origin of this template. Which is useful because it's also going to spawn at the center of the Blender environment. You also want to make sure to click on R6 because we're going to be working with R6 rigs in Blender. And after you want to click on insert, you're going to see your character popping up right there, okay? Now, if you click on insert and you see that your character is not loading in the Roblox Studio, that is because the person is wearing something on their body parts, any type of body parts, okay, that is not convertible to R6. So it has to be something of the classic body parts like the woman torso, woman arms. So after you've done that, the next step is going to be exporting it into your computer. To do that, you're going to be seeing the username in the Explorer tab right here on your right as a model. So it's going to be highlighted and you right click on it and then you go all the way down and click on export selection. It's super smart to have a very well organized environment. So I really recommend that you have, first of all, a GFX folder. So mine is called Roblox. And then you create a folder for the person that you're going to be working with. And then click on New Folder, and then you're going to be naming the folder the person username, and just copy that for now and enter, and go into that same folder and name the file the username of the person and just click on save. For this GFX specifically, you don't need to follow this step, but if you want to import any type of accessories into Blender, it's going to be the same way as a character. Instead of a character, it's just going to be an accessory that's basically in a toolbox or anywhere. Perfect. Now that we're done kind of exporting whatever we need in Roblox Studio, you can close Roblox Studio. You don't need to save it. After this, we're going to be finally opening Blender. So just type in your search bar Blender 3.5. You want to go all the way to the right before doing anything, before jumping into anything. We're going to open the Lightroom blend file. So just click on File up there and then click on Open. And then in your downloads, okay, you're going to be searching in the search bar Lightroom, and you should have a Lightroom file. So I'm just going to be opening the most recent one. And this is what you're going to be spawning in. Now, this can be seen as pretty confusing. It can be overwhelming. So the first thing that we're going to do before anything is set up your preferences in Blender so it's way easier to work in, like the navigations, the rigs, and so much more. So first of all, you're going to be going into Edit. So right next to File, click on Edit and click at the last one called Preferences. You're going to have a tab like this. You want to click on Key Map. And right there, again, in the search bar, you want to type Navig. So this is the 3D view, the navigation, kind of like the walk and the fly in the Roblox Studio, where you're going to be setting the key. You're supposed to have something like a shift and an apostrophe. Just change it to E, okay? Trust me, change it to E. And then after that, you want to go into add-ons. And right there, you're going to click on Install. And again, in the downloads, you want to click search bar, and then you want to search the Roblox starter rigs that we downloaded. So open those. And then you're going to see right there a notification, modules installed from blah, 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 Roblox starter rigs, blah, 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 blah. So if you don't see it appear on your screen already, then I guess you could just go into the search bar right there and click Roblox starter rigs and make sure that it is enabled, okay? So enable it just like that. After that, you're going to be good to go with navigation and the Roblox starter rigs. So you can simply close that. Now, as you can see, we are in the camera mode. So this is basically, the square is the camera for your render. We're going to be going into the details of that later. To go away from that square, just click on the camera right there, and then you're going to be working in a much more like better environment than the camera itself. So to go around Blender, it might seem confusing because you can't right click change your camera, as you can see. So the way to do this, you're gonna be clicking on E, like we said earlier, the key for the walk and fly. Click on E, and now you're gonna be kind of like in a first person, kind of like Roblox Studio, and you're going to be able to use the AWSD keys to walk around your way into Blender. As you can see, it is pretty slow right now, and we're not going to be going at this speed for the whole time. So to go faster, scroll up on your mouse, like so. And to go slower, just scroll down on your mouse, and you're going to go slower, as you can see, or faster, scroll up. So this is going to be practical for setting up the speed to how, like, while you're going to be working in Blender. So before getting into too much details, the first thing that you want to do is import the character into No, no, not import a character. I'm so sorry. Import the Roblox starter rig into Blender. To do that, you simply want to click right there on the edge of the Explorer tab and your Environment tab. So just click in between those where you see a tiny little arrow next to this kind of axis circle. So right there, you click and you're going to see all these things and these tabs at the side. You're going to be able to see starter rigs right there. Click on it, and then you're going to see select rid all collapse. So uncollapse it, and then you're going to see different rigs. When you click on a starter rig, it's going to import itself into Blender. So as you can see, this is the starter 2.0 rig. There's many rigs. So the most common one is probably the blocky rig, which is just a normal R6 blocky rig. And then you have the men rig, you have the boy rig, you have the superhero rig, you have the girl rig, and for this case, I'm going to be using the last one, which is called the woman rig. So after importing your correct rig that matches the Roblox character that we imported into, that we exported, sorry, into Roblox Studio, you want to click right there. You should see 4 little different balls. The first thing that you want to do is we're going to be importing the clothes onto this character. To do so, make sure that you're in object mode, click on the torso right there, scroll up, and then you're going to be going into, you're going to be seeing all this mess. So this is fine, okay? Just trust me. You can zoom up if you don't see well. You're going to be going into this box called main texture. You're going to be deleting whatever the file there is here, okay? Your character is going to be all black and it's normal, okay? Now click on open. You're going to go into the Roblox folder that we exported our character into, and then you're going to be going into the user that we just did. So I have a lot of users. As you can see, I do a lot of GFXs. And now, if you have one handle, then just click on it. If you have many handles like me, this is pretty much of a guessing game. Most of the time, the right handle is most often the last one. But basically, this is going to be the clothes. And yep, I was right. This is the last one. And sometimes you just have many handles because some handles are the clothes and some other handles, as you can see, like earlier, are the accessories handles that are just kind of like apart. When people have a lot of accessories, this is what happens. But it's totally fine. So now the clothes are imported and it's fine. Now, because I want to make my GFX look a little bit more professional, in my opinion, I changed these proportions myself. You don't need to do this at all. If you don't want to do this, you can skip this step. But if you want to, then just follow and tag along. It's going to be super quick. So after fixing all the proportions, I think it looks great now. We're going to be importing the accessories into Blender. Make sure that you go back into pose object mode if you did my steps. To do that, you want to click on File. You want to click on Import Wavefront, and you're going to have Wavefront Legacy. I'm not really sure what the difference is between them, but I've always been using the Legacy one for whatever reason from a tutorial. So just press on that one. Now go into your folder. the username we're working with, and you're going to be importing basically the avatar itself. You want to click on the sleeping 912, so whatever the user you're working with, you're going to be working with the .obj file. So this is the object file, not the MTL, okay? The object file. And before importing it, you want to click on geometry, uncollapse it, and make sure that you select split by group. Super important. If you forget this step, it's not going to be working, okay? So import as object, and it's going to be spawning right in the middle. Now, to get this some kind of, arrangement and organization into Explorer tab, which can be pretty useful when you're doing many characters, you want to rename your characters. You can close the Lightroom right here, and on this starter woman rig right here, you want to name it the person that you're doing and enter. You can close the shapes. So this is a bunch of shapes that you don't really need. And again, in the same box of sleeping 912, you click on the actual like physic rig. So this is like the posing. You double click on it to change the name, by the way, and click, just type the user, whatever you want to name it. And yeah, so as you can see, we have a lot of stuff going on here. And this is basically the sleeping things, okay? The one that has sleep, the username, and then like a continuous amount of numbers increasing. This is basically the different body parts, which we are going to be deleting. We're simply going to be keeping the accessories, okay? Basically, you just want to hold a shift as you're doing this on the Explorer tab right here. Select many of them and just click on X. So they're all deleted now, right? And now the hats, click twice on them, and we're just gonna rename them sleeping and then hat 1. Okay, copy that. And then you want to do this for all of them and simply change the 1 to a 2, and then the 2 to a 3, and then to a 4, and so on for how many accessories that you have. So now we have a little bit more organization, right? After that, now we're going to be linking the accessories to the body. So we're going to be selecting, while holding shift, different hats, okay? And depending on where these hats are located, we're going to be joining them with different body parts. So you have to use some sort of logic here, like what accessories follow what. So the hat is obviously going to follow the head, the hair is going to follow the head, the lashes are going to follow the head. On the contrary, though, the purse is going to be following the torso, the upper torso, and the belt. Okay, it's kind of hidden, but it's inside. We're going to be scaling it to the right proportions. Is going to be following the hips necessarily. So to do this, you want to go click on the settings icon, go into pose mode. Now you're going to be seeing a little yellow line around the head. So this is the head movement. Click on it and it's going to highlight like a neon yellow. You want to click on different hats. So control, and then I'm just going to be selecting the hats. As you can see, the purse highlighted, so I'm just going to uncheck it because I'm doing the head, not the torso. No, this is the belt and the hat. Okay, perfect. Now you want to do control P. So you're going to hold control and you're going to hold at the same time P. This tab is going to open. You want to click on bone. What this is going to do is when you're going to click, not here, by the way, let me just kind of uncheck all these things by clicking anywhere. When you click on the neck, when you move the neck, the accessories are going to follow, which is what we need. Right? Now we're going to do the same for the purse, but we're going to do it with the torso right here. So while holding control still, I'm going to be selecting the purse and then control P, bone. So now the purse follows the torso. And as you can see, even if I move the head, the purse is not going to be following the head, which is great. And now we're going to be doing the last one, which is the belt. So simply click on the belt, click at the hip. By the way, this is what the hip joint looks like. It's going to be looking like some sort of spikes thingy. So shift, perfect. And then control P, bone. Perfect. So now if you move the hips, the belt is going to be following the hips instead. So now all of our accessories are linked to the body, and we can get started with posing, which is a really fun part of GFX. This is it for the moving, and now I'm going to be simply posing the character as I wish. Now, this is an advice, but if you want your character to have a specific angle, I really recommend that you go often into the camera mode. And to do that, you simply click on the camera icon that's going to be kind of inside your environment screen already. So click on it. And this is your camera. So you can zoom in. That's not going to be making the dimensions bigger. This is just simply you zooming in and out. It's still the same dimension. And you can press E. And then you can simply walk around with the camera. And you can center the camera to how you want your image to look like on the render. And this can help specifically for getting the angles right. And I don't know, if you want to have a more upper angle, you go up and then you look down like this. Or if you want to have a really kind of down angle instead, and you really want to have like the bottom of the feet like this instead, right? So I'm going to be just making a GFX that's kind of like in the middle of those both. So make sure it's centered. And if you want to have more precision, simply scroll down on your mouse to go even slower so you're like more precise with those details. Perfect. Now we're going to be importing the knife into Blender. So to do so, to import any kind of accessories, simply go back to object mode. You want to click on File and exactly like earlier, Import and then Wavefront. Once you've finished posing your GFX character, we're simply going to be moving on to a really fun step, which is called the glossiness. A lot of people call it the glossy. And then you want to go into object mode and you want to click on any body part, whether that is the head, arms, legs, doesn't really matter. So I clicked on the torso. Now I'm going to be zooming out a little bit and going down. I want you to kind of have this green box centered somewhere in the bottom here while you can still see half of your screen with the character. We're going to be playing with some settings in the principled BSDF box. So this is the materials, right? And we're going to be mainly adjusting the metallic, the roughness, the clear coat, and the clear coat roughness. So the metallic, I only add a little bit like this. The roughness, I drop it down to like 3 or something close to that. It's really up to you. And then the clear coat, I boost it up. So the clear coat is essentially kind of like the glossy effect, and then clear coat roughness. You want to do the same for the accessories as well. So click on any accessories. I'm doing the hair. Now, I highly suggest clicking on all the hats to make sure that it is the same settings. As you can see, the lashes did not do it because we only did the hair, and yet the hat also did it. That's because they have the same handle, but not the lashes. So I'm going to be doing it for the lashes as well. You're also going to be doing the same for any third-party accessories. So once you're done with the materials, you can scroll this down. You can check in your camera if everything looks good. Now, this is a part that I also make sure to take into consideration before moving on to the lightning. I always make sure to, with the person, if they want headless or not. A lot of my customers, a lot of people that want commissions with me do want to remove headless, do want to remove their head to have headless. So I do it at the very end. This is why it kind of looked weird this whole entire time. I was planning on removing the head anyway. So you simply click on the head and then you press X, and it's going to ask if you really want to delete, and just press delete. So this is what it looks like without the head. So I think it looks great. And now we're going to be moving on to the lightning. So for the lightning, we're going to be clicking on the Lightroom right here. So uncollapse the Lightroom, uncollapse Lightroom stuff, and uncollapse the lights, uncollapse the plane, and this is what you're going to be ending with. So make sure that you're in object mode as you're doing this. I also reckon staying into the camera mode without changing, without pressing E, or you're going to be messing it up. But basically, you want to click on these different lights that are going to be um, different colors, different power, and you're going to be dragging this up. We're going to select them from this menu right here. So as you can see, they have different names. I wouldn't really care that much about them. Just make sure that you uncollapse the preview as well. So this is a render. As you can see, it's very pixelized and it's normal. The render is always trying to give you an image that's rendered from frame to frame. And that's why it takes a lot of time and it's very laggy. So if you don't have a very good graphics card, your PC is likely going to struggle like mine. And it's normal. So to go into render mode, like I said, you want to click on the forward ball. So since the background of the customer I'm doing is kind of dark bluish, I'm going to be going around these tones. So to change the color, I want to click right here, like in the preview and all that, the light color, simply click on it and you can change to what you like. I'm going to go with, like I said, a deep blue. You can change the lightning right about here, like this. You can also change the string. If you put it down, it's going to appear less, or if you put it up, it's going to be less. You can see it more, right? Once you're done adjusting the colors to your liking, and the strength of the light to your liking as well, you are most likely done with your GFX. And the last step will be to render it. So as you are rendering, I really recommend choosing the third ball again to come back to the material preview mode, because the render mode takes a lot of my computer, like I said. You want to click on render in the top left corner, and you want to click on render image right here. So as you are rendering the image, you're going to have many samples, and it's going to be taking up to 128 samples. Now, if you see that it's not 128 samples and it's like 4,000 or something, to change that, simply go on that little TV icon right here. And in the render, you can change it right here. So 128 if it's something different. Now, if we go to the render, this is the final product. So this is the render version. It's no background edited. It's just the GFX pose with the lightning. And it looks quite good in my opinion. I'm pretty satisfied with what I've done. So I want to click on image right here and then save. And you can give it a name. Obviously, I'm going to call it Sleeping 912 Commission, and right there it goes. So this is for how to do a GFX on Blender using the Roblox starter rigs, and I'm gonna do a follow-up video on how to properly edit and add a background to a GFX using PixArt. And so for that, just watch my second video, because this was essentially a pretty long video. I made a second video just about editing and rendering. So thank you for watching, and yeah, bye.